What the fuck wrong with that car, bro? What the fuck wrong with that truck, man? What the fuck is wrong with that truck, man? Why the fuck that truck driving like that, bro?
Buy a Jeep, they said. It's worth it, they said. Well, millions of people in this clip not saying the same thing. Let's get into it.
We bought this new Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xe less than a year ago, and we just had our fourth major breakdown for the exact same issue again, which means it's been in the shop over 60 days already and under a year of owning it. If you're new here, we traded in our Wrangler for this to flat tow behind our motorhome to have as a more comfortable daily driver. But after owning it just 6 weeks, the rear air suspension failed and it's now happened 4 times. We've had the car back for less than a month since it was repaired the last time. And no, this is not related to towing it. This happened as we were going to run some errands in the Jeep before leaving for our honeymoon. The most frustrating part is that Jeep is not doing anything to identify or fix the root cause of the problem. They just keep replacing the airbags. We hired an attorney and filed a lemon law case, but it's not as simple as you may think. It'll likely take 6 to 12 months and we can't get rid of the car until it's resolved. Also, because we have an open legal case associated with the vehicle, Jeep customer care is now saying that they won't provide any assistance such as a rental car.
Jeeps are the most unreliable cars you could buy today, but this one is actually the most reliable of the unreliable, if that makes sense. You can either get this in a Jeep Gladiator or a Jeep Wrangler, but this is what you want. This is a base model, so everything's manual. No power locks. So as you can see on this key, there is no buttons, nothing on it. So you literally have to stick the key in. So this is your way in and out. You're also going to be looking for a manual transmission, manual four-wheel drive select, manual handbrake, no power locks, like I said, manual windows, manual mirrors. And yes, I know it's not the best engine, but the 3.6 is their most reliable of the choices, right? You do not want that 2-liter turbo. You do not want that. You want this engine right here. Because my whole joke with this is it's so basic, what can go wrong? But give it to Jeep, they might find a way for it to break. Also, the Dana 44s front and rear, so you should be good there. And then again, manual transmission, so no stupid automatic to brake, and a basic V6, which should be easy to work on. You know what the worst decision you can make in your life is? It's buying a brand new Jeep. No, I'm kind of messing. It is kind of bad if you buy like this Jeep Gladiator, just because they're not reliable. They're ugly. They depreciate like crazy. Before you ask, is this my car? No, it's not my car. That is my car. I know what ugly looks like. I have a Chevy Avalanche. But this is my dad's car, and the reason why I'm saying all this is back in 2021 when he bought this, he could have bought a Toyota Tacoma. This cost us $40,000. This cost him $40,000 out the door. And we were looking at a Tacoma, and it was going to cost him about $44,000. And for whatever reason, I couldn't get him to go look at the Tacoma. It's because we'd have to go drive like an hour and a half. He made a big stink about it. I remember telling him, hey, the Tacoma's going to be more reliable. It's going to hold its value better. Just everything. It's worth the extra $4,000. It's worth the drive to go get it. Needless to say, I've been right. So this is depreciated by half in the time he's owned. When he could have bought the Toyota Tacoma. I'm still sitting here kicking. Buying the wrong car is such a huge mistake. And this is also a manual. The other Tacoma we were looking at too was a manual. It would have been worth the drive. And that's why it's the worst decision in your life.
Yep, Jeep Ben had a bad reputation. Let's see why this lady in this next clip don't like her Jeep.
Late December, my husband and I bought a car. I loved it. I was so excited about it. It was a 3-row Jeep Wagoneer. And eventually, we were driving it home, and it died. The electrical just died while we were driving it. That's weird. My husband had to restart it while we were driving it on the freeway. We pick up our kids. We drive home from picking up our kids. It dies 2 more times with our kids in the car. We get home. We call the dealership. They're like, oh, that's weird. Let's have you drive it to the auto shop, and we'll take care of it. Great. Drive it to the auto shop. They take care of it. And we go pick it back up, bring it home. They're like, okay, we found that there was a nut missing off one of the batteries. Should be good to go. Great. Car dies again while I'm driving it. And so we're like, great, that's crazy. Why is that happening? This is not safe. Hopefully you can figure this shit out. I really want to keep my car, right? So they take the car again. They check all the battery stuff. They're like, oh, everything's good. We replaced the alt battery or something. Send me home with a car again. It dies again. This time it dies all the way. Like, it dies while we're driving it, but then the next morning we go to start it to take it in and it won't start. So we have to have it towed. We have it towed. They replace the alt battery, the regular battery. They say, oh, they've just been sitting on a lot for a year, so that's why they weren't working very well. It should be good to go. I get my car back again. I don't know what time this is the third time, maybe second time. Drive my car, it works for a couple days, and then it dies again on the freeway when I'm driving my sister back. I'm driving back from the airport to drop off my sister, and it completely, like, the electrical goes out. There's no power steering, there's no anything, and you have to, like, figure out how to finagle it back and to start it while it is still driving. Okay, so we have them tow it again. And then they're like, oh, we were able to recreate the problem. We fixed everything. Your car should be good to go. I pick it up again. I believe this is the 5th time. And then I'm driving it with my kids home from picking them up from my in-laws, and it completely dies while I'm driving it. Not completely, like the engine is still running, but all the electrical dies. And so we bring it home. We call them when they open the next day, and they're like, okay, we'll bring it in, or you can have it towed. And we go out to start it in the morning, and it is completely dead again. So we are in the process of lemoning my Jeep Wagoneer, even though I love it, everything else about it, but it does not work. It is not safe. And apparently this is a problem that is happening with a lot of Jeep Wagoneers. Do I want to continue to work with Jeep and get another one? I don't think so. I don't know. If Jeep hit me up and was like, hey, let's try and work this out, maybe, but brings us to today. I am currently at a Toyota dealership to try out a Toyota Sequoia. And this week I'm going to test drive 4 other 3-row SUVs, so follow along if that's something you're interested in.
The 5 things I hate most about my new Jeep. First has to be how to get in. You have to use the key to go like this to get in, because this one does not have power lock. Also, I would say number 2 would be the hand cranks. Having manual windows nowadays is, it seems kind of cheap. Next, I would have to say this huge screen. I'm not a huge fan of it. The previous interiors on these Jeep had a 7 or 8 inch screen. I would have been fine with, because you don't need a 13-inch screen when everything else in this thing is manual. So I just think it's kind of out of place. The third thing is we're going to go underneath the hood here. It's the engine, the powertrain. These are not the most reliable 3.6 liter engines ever. Also, the funniest thing, the alternator is placed backwards on the engine, just because I think it just makes it one step harder to change. Fourth has to be, I just don't like steel wheels, and just don't like these wheels and the way they look. But that's an easy upgrade. And then the fifth thing, it's just the overall look. I think these do look a little funky looking, and I do get that. But at the end of the day, this is the last manual transmission truck with a V6 engine still in it.
Yeah, so basically the car's a nuisance to upkeep, and it's just a lot of annoying things going on. They gotta do better.
Brand new Jeep 2025 breaks down with less than 500 miles.
Oh my God, my Shayla.
Look what we got here. We got the Jeep Wagoneer S, the electric Wagoneer. That's right, the Wagoneer S. Looks pretty nice, nice little vehicle. Let's go ahead and get a quick little walk around. As you can see, like I said, it says Wagoneer S. It's got some nice little wheels on it, not too sharp. They actually look like little electric wheels. They okay, nothing special. It's always gonna be that version. It's got some they on a 235 tire, 50 sidewall, 20-inch wheel. It's gonna have a nice little gloss, little flare right there. Go from all the way for the front. Got the nice little 3D Wagoneer sign on. I like that. Look at the front of this bad boy. Nothing very special. Looks like it looks like an electric Jeep Compass. If you want to ask me, it looks like an electric Jeep Compass. Still nice. I like the daytime running light that goes from all the way over here all the way to the other side. I'm really not understanding what this is right here. It's not ugly, but I just don't know what it is. If you ask me, what's to signify the Jeep grill? I don't know. Gonna have a nice little radar at the bottom. I mean, it's got fog lights at the bottom. They look out of place. If you ask me, they definitely look out of place. I mean, it's a good little vehicle. It's just ugly. Not the greatest looking little thing. If you ask me, it's not the greatest looking little thing. Let's get inside this bad boy and see what it's talking about inside of this thing. Okay, we got red interior, red guts, bloody red. Red guts inside of this bad boy. You have a screen right there. That's one screen, 2 screens. Then you got a digital dash, flat bottom steering wheel at the top and the bottom, so an oval shaped flat bottom steering wheel, square shaped. Then you're gonna have the mirror masquerading as a camera. You got your Panamera roof on this bad boy. They want 72. As you can see, they want $72,000 for this thing. $72,000 for this is ridiculous. This is a $40,000 vehicle, in my opinion. $72,000 is crazy. Nice little red. I do like the red accents in here. The red guts. It's gonna have some gray piping on it with the white piping, as well as the dirty white piping. Gray with the dirty white piping is nasty work. There goes your wired charging ports right there. You also gonna get some wireless charging ports right there. Wireless right there. Cup holders. There goes your shifter right there. It's gonna be a dial. I hate the dial. It's got sand, snow, eco, auto, sport. There goes your start button right there. I mean, it's nice. It's definitely nice. If you ask my opinion, it definitely looks good. It's got a nice little, the red back seats look good. It's nice, man. Heated and ventilated seats. I wouldn't be surprised if these are massage seats as well. Nice storage space in here. I mean, it's an EV. It's definitely overpriced. It's not worth $72,000 in my opinion, but that's my opinion. There goes your roof controls right there. There goes your garage opener right there. I'm just saying, are you gonna give them $70-some thousand? For $70,000, they can at least give you some race metal pedals. I mean, you can at least make it look spiffed up. For $70-some thousand. You can at least give me something that's worthwhile. I'm just saying, for all this money, minimal things for $70-some thousand, this thing should be fully loaded. For an EV, you could give them an extra $20,000 or $10,000. You can get a used Tesla Plaid for that type of money. Matter of fact, you can get a used Tesla Plaid for $72,000. So why would you get this over a Tesla Plaid? I'm just asking y'all. Y'all tell me why would you do that? Wagoneer S EV, is it worth $72,000? In my opinion, no. But me and you are two different people. You got the cameras right there. It's going to be cameras all around this bad boy, for those who want to know. The back side of this bad boy, I know I got to show it for y'all. It definitely looks good on the back side. It looks great in the back side, too. Nice little vehicle. Nice vehicle, just overpriced. Jeep. Nice little spoiler slash wing. Got your camera right there. Very nice. Just very, very, very overpriced. So like I said, let me know if y'all giving them $72,000 for a Jeep Wagoneer S.
Them wanting $70,000 for that is outrageous. I don't know what they thinking.
Y'all, my car won't start again. This is like the 5th time this has happened. I bought my car back in January of this year. And yeah, it just doesn't want to start. I came out here about 2 something and tried to start it up and it wouldn't start. So then here I am at 3:18 trying to start it again. It won't start. Jeep is like, and the dealership is literally kind of refusing to buy this car back. And it's really kind of blowing me at this point because I don't know what to do. Yeah. I don't really deserve this. I didn't push the start button. I'm pressing the brakes. It's saying run. It's not doing anything. It's saying park since unavailable. I bought this car from Eric at Napleton and Lansing across from QT. This has literally been going on since the beginning of February, and they have tried to fix it 4 times with nothing. I just got the car back Friday morning or afternoon, and here it is Tuesday. The car won't start again. What in the world am I supposed to do? I was trying to work with the dealership so that, wouldn't have to use the lemon law. I know that's probably what I'm going to have to do, but this is becoming too much. Like, this is crazy. My kids have to be picked up from camp. Yeah. So I have to sit here and see if my car will start, or I have to call somebody to come and get my kids from camp.
Ever forget my first experience with a Jeep? Renegade is right when they came out, and the transmission blew up with 3 miles on it. It was literally just coming off the trailer. Ooh, they might have sold close to that when it was a 2015. Wow, for 70,000 miles, the steering wheel looks like it's just absolutely gone. And it's funny, for 15 grand, I swear to God, these things, a limited might have been like 20, 22 grand. Can you imagine you're paying almost what this thing costs brand new for having almost 80,000 miles and having one of the absolute worst engines, the 2.4 liter. These things burn so much oil. I saw them come in where customers would go, yeah, I don't know what's wrong. You'd hear it tapping, and you'd go to check the oil, there'd be nothing on it. You'd add 3 quarts, still nothing. The 4th quart would finally show up. It's just like, how in the world can it burn that much oil? And then again, the transmissions couldn't keep right. And again, at the end of the day, this isn't just a Jeep Renegade. This is a Fiat 500 IL, whatever it was back then. Because again, they stopped making those too. Ooh, could you imagine having a almost $400 car payment for 72 months on this thing? That's absolutely wicked. At least it looks like the back seats weren't used at all. Hopefully.
That's crazy. Listen to this mechanic tell why you should never buy a Jeep and why he doesn't recommend it.
All right, Dad. Well, yet another example why you don't buy a Jeep.
It's a Jeppe life.
Yeah.
Jeppes.
Yeah. I mean, people call us haters with it, and you know, it is what it is. It's the reality. I mean, this situation right here is.
I am not a hater of Jeeps. We used to own a Jeep. We used to ride around in the Jeep when you were little, with no doors, no nothing on it.
Yeah.
And we loved that thing.
Yeah.
The modern Jeep is problematic. The 3.6 is a major contender for, I would think, worst engine of the world award here. So,
all time.
There's some stuff out there, Renaults and stuff from way back in the day. But yeah, pretty close.
Tell them the backstory on this one.
Backstory on this one is the client's son owns the vehicle, or it's this client's son's vehicle, I guess. Drove the vehicle, started overheating. He drove it 2 miles to the house. Then it got so bad that they had to tow it in here. Belt was broken on it. Another reason why you always check your belts to make sure this is the original belt, Mopar belt. For those of you that were saying they crack, they don't crack. This is how they break. They just snap.
Yep.
Nothing else caused it.
100,000 miles.
100,000 on the dot almost. I think it's 100,006 miles. But because the engine overheated, unfortunately, we can start it up and I'll show you. So the chemical in this will turn yellow if there's combustion gases in the coolant. And it turns yellow pretty quick. There it is right there. And the engine's misfiring big time. Okay, you can shut it off. You can see that too, by the way. Really didn't even need the chemical, to be honest with you. Unfortunately, it needs a motor in it. I know people are going to say I'm not just do head gaskets on it. There's a long thing about that, but the bottom line, the short story of that is, if I do head gaskets on this car and the bottom end was damaged, which is entirely possible, then you spend a few $1,000s putting head gaskets on it, and then the motor's no good anyway. And that's just a waste of money, so it doesn't do that. It's not good for the client to do that. And yes, I understand there's going to be a lot of comments from people that say, oh, you know, back in the day we used to do this head gasket. Yeah, I was one of the people that used to do head gaskets all the time. We used to take alternators apart and fix them, and starters apart and fix them. These modern engines and stuff are just not designed for that. They're designed to be replaced, unfortunately. The real kicker on this one is we cannot get a reman engine. Jasper does not make them. Jasper's a major engine remanufacturer. No other major engine remanufacturer has got them. We've called a bunch.
That we know of.
That we know of.
Probably some out there, but the reality is we want to buy from people that we trust, that we deal with.
I'm not saying there's other manufacturers out there, remanufacturers out there that might say, well, we build them and have, you know, we can do it. For us, it's if there's a problem with it, what happens? And for those of you that know, we had one of these that we bought from Chrysler and had a problem with it, and it was a major turmoil to get that thing warranted, which is why we don't want to go back to Chrysler. But we called Chrysler because we have no other option, and Chrysler said, oh, they're 2 weeks out. But when we had the problem with that last one, and that was a few months ago, I think, they said they're 2 weeks out. So who knows?
Said they're back ordered.
They said they're back
expecting 2 weeks out.
Yeah, that's exactly.
They've had back ordered ABS modules for years on some vehicles, and we're still waiting on those. So
it's just this is a major problem. And used ones, we priced out some used ones, although I don't like doing that on this particular one. I don't mind used engines, low miles, you know, but on this particular engine, it's a problematic engine anyway. Don't like it. But if it's the only choice, the used ones are more than the remans that we can't get. And that's why the used ones are more.
Because they know it.
Because they know you can't get a reman.
Yep.
So they're like, well, we can charge whatever we want.
So this guy's got a 5-year-old vehicle with 100,000 miles on it, and he can't really get
can't really fix it.
He can't fix it the right way, at least, you know.
And we know it's not this particular problem isn't the engine's fault.
Yes.
This isn't a design issue here like the camshaft wiping and all that stuff. This is the vehicle driver's fault for not shutting it off when it overheated. Totally get that. This isn't on the engine as far as this particular problem.
No, this time the engine's not the reason why.
Yeah.
But you can't get it.
But you can't get it.
Now it's just twofold problems.
Yeah. It's just I don't want to be the guy that just constantly these things just present themselves to us, guys. We get them all day long, and there's just problem after problem after problem on these things. I'm not trying to be the guy that just hates on Jeeps at all. I just
don't want people to be in these situations.
Yeah,
these situations.
Just trying to put information out there because this stinks, for sure.
Yeah, Jeeps are no good. My mother-in-law has a Jeep and she's going through problems like crazy. And also my wife is asleep. So if y'all wondering why I'm so mellow, hello, that's why. Because I usually want to turn up when she wakes up. I'm going to wake up the video. I ain't going to lie, I'm finna go crazy. But yeah, man, these Jeeps are not worth it, bro. If you guys know anybody who has a Jeep, let me know. Drop them down in the comments. I want to start featuring you guys. Until next time, I'm out.